He said newborn babies taste like cream cheese. He compared babies to the taste of cream cheese. No matter how many years I research this stuff, I will never be desensitized to it, because what the fuck do you mean? I will never eat cream cheese again. Ever again. And they're not gonna get in trouble for this stuff. I'm gonna go barf.
This picture found in the Epstein files appears to show human meat directly next to turkeys on a cutting board.
These Epstein files are extremely disturbing, but there's some files that stand out among the rest that a lot of people need to be talking about. I mean, look at this. Blank stated that he first met Epstein at approximately age 4. Blank stated that his family were members of the blank, I'm really curious what that is, stated at the time that he was raped by his great uncle and that Epstein was present and did not touch him. Blank further stated in sum and substance that while on a large luxury ship that sailed out of the Newport Boat Show in Newport, Rhode Island, Blank at approximately 8 years old was subjected to some type of medical exam about the yacht by unknown doctor while his great uncle Blank and family member Blank were present. Blank went on to describe a bizarre event in which Blank inserted a tape measure in his what? Blank stated subsequent to the exam, he was raped by Jeffrey Epstein as well as former United States President William J. Clinton. But it gets so much fucking worse, especially when you read these specific files. Like it says here, I'd like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on the yacht, he witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed what? Being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines? Also saying he was raped by who? Victim disclosed he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in a bad light. This all honestly reminds me of a Serbian film, and it's ironic because in these files, there's mentions of snuff films. If you've seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I do not recommend that you go watch that film. But I want you to think about movies just like Hostel, shit like that. Was all of this shit placed in front of our faces without us even fucking realizing it? But I just want to know, why the fuck are these people not being arrested? Why is Ghislaine Maxwell the only one that's in prison? How many people that have been mentioned in these files literally lied about being in these files? Why is no action being taken? We are talking about girls here. Little boys, not women, not men. But trust me, we are going to go through all of these files and I'm going to put everything on display so people can see them. Because obviously they don't think that people are going to search through these and find everything that we need to know.
Human skull bowl. This was sent in a message to Jeffrey Epstein. How do you feel about the human skull bowl? This was sent in a message to Jeffrey Epstein. How do you feel about the human skull bowl? This was sent in a message to Jeffrey Epstein, recently leaked in the newest DOJ file drop. And I want to state as we go through this conversation, they are not talking about a Halloween prop here. Epstein and his assistants are talking about a real bowl made from a real human skull. So this is a conversation between Sarah and Nadia. I think these are two of Epstein's assistants or women in his world. As you can see at the top, the email reads, "So I got a bunch of turtle shells for Jay to use as napkin rings, smiley face. But for the main gift, how do you feel about the human skull bowl? Too much?" And I think there was an image of the bowl attached there. And the response from Sarah to Nadia, "Never too much with Jeffrey Epstein. He loves that shit." Keep in mind they are talking here about a bowl made from a real human skull, according to the email. So at first I thought that this might have been a joke, like some sort of a prank bowl or a Halloween prop. But if you look, the next email in the chain reads, "Turns out I actually need a medical license to buy it. Might need to ask Eva for help. At this point I'm going to cancel my Slovakia fight. There's no way. Can get things ready to go home tomorrow even if he decides to cancel the whole trip, but please keep me posted as soon as you hear anything." And then finally the last message in this chain says, "Oh wow, crazy. Where did you find it? I've heard nothing, still getting frustrating." So to me, this talk of needing a medical license to purchase this bowl confirms that they're talking about a real human skull. And I find it very interesting that they say in these emails that Jeffrey Epstein loves that shit. Did he have a collection of oddities? Did he have human skulls, human anatomy, body parts? I don't know, body parts in formaldehyde? Those are questions that we will never probably have answers to. But the Epstein files are full of just weird red herrings and rabbit holes like this. And yeah. Pizza, pizza, Pizza. Send pizza to Bobby. What does a gynecologist and a pizza boy have in common? They can smell it, but they can't eat it. May I bring in your slice of pizza to you? Pizza party was great. We had a lot of fun, stayed late. We all slept in yesterday morning. Your night was good? Also up there, spoof on Chandelier, the video I sent you with the amazing little girl dance. If you take a look at the recent emails released by the DOJ/FBI dealing with Jeffrey Epstein, a lot of people have been pointing out that there are hundreds of messages that reference pizza. And some of these messages just don't really make sense. For example, right here you can see in 2016 an email was sent to Epstein, subject the pizza monster. Jeffrey wrote, "She looks pregnant," and the person responded, "We don't know who that was. You mean radiating a soft glow with a look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza." So what that means, we still don't know. There are also a few references in these emails to pizza and grape soda. As you can see here, Harry Fish writes to Jeffrey Epstein in 2018, "What time do you want to get pizza and grape soda tomorrow?" In a different thread of messages, this same guy sends Epstein a photograph of a slice of pizza with a bottle of grape soda. And he references this again. First we get a slice of pizza with grape soda, then the Pop-Tart. In a different message chain, he messages Epstein again and says, "Pizza and grape soda, nuff said." And then on a different date, I don't know if this is the same Harry guy sending this to Epstein, but an email is sent to Epstein that states, "This is better than a Chinese cookie, see attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand. Go no." You can see there are so many messages referencing pizza. A lot of people think that this is obviously code speak. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza today. Thank you for letting us do that. And then there's a disturbing headline on these emails between Ehud Barak, the former Prime Minister of Israel, and Jeffrey Epstein, where the subject is slicing a pizza. Obviously, that's kind of morbid sounding. There are also a chain of messages that seem to show Epstein sending someone to get an actual mold made of their butt cheeks so that he can make ass pizza. I mean, just pause these messages and read them for yourself. They're literally trying to make, as they say here, a butt pizza mold. This girl, I'm assuming, is a victim and is being sent here to get a mold made of her behind so that Epstein or others can make pizza in the shape of her ass. It's just so shocking and disturbing. There's also references to a location named Red Hook where people are going to have pizza. This could be in Brooklyn or this could be in the US Virgin Islands. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Now, I don't believe in Pizzagate or QAnon at all, and I think that Epstein and others actually conspired to create those theories to delegitimize further investigations into Epstein's circle.
Babies were killed and eaten. Young girls were forcefully impregnated and forced to give birth to Jeffrey's children as part of a crazy eugenics scheme. There are victims buried on Donald Trump's golf course. Trump, Bill Clinton, and Bill Gates were all involved. Elon Musk was begging to go to those parties, and I'm sure I got the chance to attend one at some point. If this is what the DOJ was willing to release, and there's millions of more files that haven't been released, just imagine what is not being told. The allegations within these files are some of the most heinous, horrendous things a human being could possibly do. And they are committed by the most powerful and protected people within our society. And I could not give less of a fuck who did or did not do what. They were all in on it. They all knew about it. They were complicit, regardless of who fucking did what. And they're protected. They're protected. There's a sickness, a vile sickness in our country and our democracy, and there needs to be change and accountability.
The babies were eaten. They took the babies, they killed them, they dismembered them, they cut up their intestines, and they took the feces out, and they ate it. There's a 16-year-old girl. She had some diary entries written in code about her experiences being raped and impregnated by Epstein. They forced her to carry that baby to term, and they let her keep the baby for a few minutes. Then they came in, took the baby away, ripped it away from this child, and they did who knows what. Anyone who still believes that this is fake news, that they're faking all of these Epstein files, you're delusional, you're a coward. They have images, they have files, they have written records of everything that happened. They're not even releasing all of it. If you can sit there and say that none of this is real and you can't believe what you're seeing, I don't think you're real. You can't be saying anything. You are essentially invalidating all of these victims' accounts, their stories, their lives.
You're the best.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, de los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos! ¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, de los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido.
That Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, that there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz-kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he played it really well. The sweatpants and the Harvard jacket, the kind of disheveled hair, looking as if he was so smart and above the clouds that he was doing advanced mathematic equations on the back of napkins. But if you actually go into some of the videos of people that met with Epstein at the time, they said he was awfully unimpressive when it came to finance and markets and economics.